Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? There's a lot of things to update in this video. So much that has been going on, so much that it is going on, so much that I'm looking forward to. And yeah, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. So where I left off in the last video, I can't remember where I left off, but yeah, my RV, unfortunately, it was in a collision, in an accident when I was at work. I was getting ready to complete my shift, my 8.5 hour shift. I just needed one more hour, and then the last hour, that's when I got the call. My buddy, the one that was parked in front of me, the couple, that were also living in the RV, and that's when he let me know that he witnessed the crash, and my RV was crashed. So after that, he got spooked out. He wanted to leave from, understandably so, he wanted to leave the street, living in the street in his RV along with his girlfriend. So he was trying to think of an idea or where else he could go. He started asking me if I knew of another spot, and then I did point him out uh, another spot, but yeah, it wasn't. I don't think we both didn't know how it was gonna work out in that spot. But anyways, he ended up I gave him the idea of just trying to find somebody to rent him a backyard space with private entrance, and so he did just that, and he found somebody, but not a backyard. It was a driveway in front of their house, but it didn't work out. So now when he did that, he must have done that within like 3 days after the accident, 3 to 4 days. So that's when he left, and when he left, then it was just me, and I must have stayed there for two days on my own, and that's when I knew that I had to leave too, because my car broke down like probably within the next day after he left. Um, the strut, the suspension was broken, and the car wasn't driving good, and my job was far from where I was parking at. So it was a 60-mile commute on a daily basis, 30 miles to get there, 30 to come back. So that's when I thought, Uber. I get off late at night, so it's not like I could take buses. And if I were to take buses, it takes multiple, about 4 buses. But I don't have that choice anyways because there's no buses by the time I get out. So that's when I'm like, yeah, I gotta take Uber or Lyft. And I was looking at the prices, and yeah, it was not gonna be realistic, not affordable. It was gonna be like $60 one way. So it was gonna be somewhere between 120 to $140 just on requesting rides on a daily basis. Multiply that times five. Yeah, no way was that gonna be affordable. So that's when I'm saying, yeah, um, I'm gonna be loose. It's a loose situation. So the only thing that I could do, I gotta take my car to the shop to get it fixed. And for the meantime, I'm gonna be without a car, so I don't want to risk losing a job or wasting all this money getting there late or whatever. So I got no choice but to move the RV. And I'm talking that's after the accident, and it's sketchy, but I was in a desperate situation. I am in a desperate situation. I was, still am, and I'm like, well, I got no choice. So there's really nothing else that I can think of that I could do that's gonna help my situation. So it's a 30-mile drive, 30-mile distance. The RV looks pretty messed up, after the accident. Took a big hit, so much that I moved the RV on top of the sidewalk, you know, and the RV weighing multiple tons. I don't know how many tons it weighed, 10, 15, 20 tons, who knows. big ass RV the size of a bus, and the car that hit it was a small sedan. So to do that much of an impact where you're able to move a entire big ass RV the size of a bus, that was a strong hit, you know. So but I said fuck it, I really don't have any other alternatives, There's I just got to do it and hope for the best. And it was a really sketchy drive over here because um, I didn't want to take the freeway just in case it broke down. I just felt like the freeway was too risky, too dangerous. Where since cause I was gonna do the drive at nighttime, um, and I'm like, yeah, it's just too dangerous. Traffic is always moving, it's always constant. So it's better on the street. If anything happens, I could just pull over, um, and remain on the first lane closest to the sidewalk. So that was my game plan, and try to do it on a steady, slow speed with the emergency hazard lights on. I did that, and then but unfortunately though, since I've decided to take the streets to commute to this county 30 miles away, it involved having to go through a lot of uphills, and not just any uphills, but long and very steep uphills. And man, that was super sketchy, man. It was a sketchy ass ride. It was a sketchy commute to get here. So many times it just felt like the RV was gonna, like it wanted to shut off. It was like slowing down too much. It was just struggling to continue to go up, 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 and making all sorts of noises, and I'm really hitting the pedal, the acceleration pedal, to try to continue moving forward, and it's just struggling. So and I'm like really uphill. I'm like, man, like what the fuck, man? If it struggles, like what the hell's gonna happen? So it was sketchy. It was sketchy. At one point, it kind of did started reversing because it didn't want to go up no more. Man, that was a scary 1 second moment. It happened for like a second or two, and then I just let go of the acceleration pedal, hit it again as hard as I could, and then it started like slowly going up again, and then it caught speed, and it started going up again. Man, that shit was it was sketchy, super sketchy. Finally made it to this county, and I've been getting nothing but harassed. The parking enforcement, parking code enforcement in this county is no joke. Um, it's a lot more stricter than the county where I came from. Right here, you don't get no warnings. Then you don't get a 72-hour notice. You just straight up get cited on the spot immediately. There's no warnings here. You just get straight citations from the start, and the citations are expensive too, like over 100. You know, so yeah. Now I thought, I finally found a spot, and I just thought to myself, like, I've been here for, I want to say like 3 weeks or maybe a month. I want to say, let's just say a month. I've been here for a month. Haven't gotten harassed or anything. And just kept it clean. I've been keeping it clean like I always do. Maintain my routine like I was doing in the other place. Just keeping it clean. And just keeping my RV, and that's it. Nothing put on the sidewalk. No trash of any kind. Nothing. But, you know, like wherever, it's just someone's always gonna report. There's always gonna be a Karen reporting. Um, so now I'm at the situation where I gotta move, but this was the last final spot that I've attempted to move the RV in this county. There's no way that I could go back. No way. That doesn't even really want to move for 1 single mile, much less 30, and not even like half a mile. When I got here, it was already like doing so much The RV was jumping. It was making a massive loud noise. Um, the engine was just shaking violently, and the RV was just shaking violently. It was just reacting all abnormal. So there's no way, just like you could tell that just something's just messed up completely in the engine, you know. And then the coolant reservoir is cracked, shattered, so there's no coolant in that reservoir. The chassis, the frame at the front where it got hit in the bumper on the driver's side, left corner side, that's all bent up, and harness cables are a couple of them are disconnected. I don't know where they're supposed to be connected to, and it's just all bent up and damaged in there. So yeah, look, it pretty much sounded like it broke down in this spot. You know, I could probably move it a couple feet away, but that's as much as far as it goes. So now, I still been trying to been working this whole time. The whole purpose of living this scenario, this lifestyle, was to save up for property, to save up for land, and I've been doing just that. I've been strict with myself. I haven't used my money to how do I say it, like, to treat myself, to reward myself. The only thing that I did do was, with my eyes, correct my vision, so I don't have to wear contact lenses or glasses. That I did do, and I'm still very grateful for that. I had to do that, especially the age that I am right now is the time to do it. And but other than that, just all the money's been going, just been saved up, and it turns out that I'm not even gonna pursue land after all. I ended up realizing that I became eligible for something more, something better, an entire home. So I've been working on my credit too. I've been doing a lot of things behind the scenes, just to try to improve my life and try to get myself out of the situation, along with my fam, being my cats, my two cats. Trying to give them a better home, a better environment, so we don't continue getting harassed everywhere. But now, now I feel like I'm just trapped. So I got cited. Pretty sure getting cited tomorrow too. I don't know how many citations in a row I would have to get in order for the RV for them to be able to enforce an impound, a tow. So I haven't found another spot right here within the surrounding area where I could safely park. So now I'm like trapped. I'm trapped right now, and I'm like, and I'm closing in on this deal with this one home. But it's not like, even if I were to go through with it, that I'm gonna get the keys right away. And then this home that I'm looking at, it's far away from work too. It's very far away. It's a 140-mile daily commute if I were to go on a round trip back and forth. 70 miles one way. So my plan initially was, before I was getting harassed, when it looked like it was probably gonna work out, I was thinking, all right, well, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna get a second job. I know where I'm gonna get the second job. I already know where, and so I'm gonna work 4 days in a row, work crazy amount of hours, 12-hour shifts, with the both jobs combined, and then have three days off, continuous 3 days off, So, I'm gonna stay right here for 4 days in my RV, within the city, so I could be close to work, and I don't have to do that crazy commute back and forth on a daily basis. I could just focus on work and focus on work life right here, since I'm not getting bothered. And then on my days off, um, basically on my Friday, right after my shift is done, head directly towards home and enjoy my 3 days off over there at home. Do the long commute, and then when it's time to come back to work, do the long commute to come back right here, and then do it all over. So 4 days here, 3 days over there. So that was gonna be my idea, but now that doesn't appear likely no more. Now I gotta get rid of this RV, because of the situation just has changed, and the money that I have is to be able to get the home. If I use the money to fix the RV and to get a mechanic to fix it, then I won't have the funds to be able to pay for the down payment of the home that I'm trying to get. And then I could very likely miss out on that home. There's a lot of people watching that home. I see it on the app. There's a lot of watchers that have it on their watch list. So it's a pretty hot home. It has a lot of views, and it's just racking more views on a day-to-day basis. I keep checking on it, to keep myself updated, and yeah, any moment it could sell. So I have the opportunity to get it, so I'm trying to take advantage of that. So if I fix the RV, there goes my opportunity for the home, and it's a really good home for a really good price. Nah, you don't really see it, homes for that price. So now I'm thinking, like, what am I gonna do? I got nothing else to do, but I don't want to let go of this chance. So right now I'm just trying to do what I succeeded in doing in a lot in the past, which is my hobby. Doing trades. You know, that's always been my hobby. That's what got me this RV, is doing trades. So now I'm trying to sell it, but trying to do more trades because I tend to have a better uh, outcome doing trades. So I've been trying to trade it up for a van, a camper van, like a Sprinter van, like the Amazon ones, the ones that they use, because it's more stealth like. It's not obvious that somebody's living in it. It just looks like a regular vehicle, regular van. But one that has the RV conversion, like the home conversion, that you could live out of it. So I've been trying to trade it up for one of those. If not that, then just any vehicle of value, um, that I could sell more easy, and or I can make use of it in any type of way. Or then I started moving up to a lot of different type of trades. Even a motorcycle, it could help me with commuting. And then also I just love motorcycles. So far, no luck with that. I did get 2 people that responded with bikes, but it looks like they changed their mind towards the end because of the damages. And then so no luck. So then I started looking up for you know ads of people buying off RVs online on Craigslist and all sorts of different websites where they buy motorhomes, but it looks like nobody buys older motorhomes. Um, Everybody's has had a strict requirement where this one's not considered at every single site that I visited. So then that's when I went to Craigslist at the end, and they don't want to. No, actually, they told me that they're gonna give me a response by tomorrow. 3 of them straight up said, no, they're not interested in buying it. One of them said they're gonna give me a response tomorrow. So I'm waiting on that. Let's see. Hopefully I get an answer. I'm getting pretty desperate, so at this point kind of sucks. I might have to just let it go for a low ball deal, like kind of like when you junk a car and they just give you like a few $100. It might be the same situation, so that really sucks. That really sucks. And if it does happen, then I guess I'm gonna have to go with it. And but then now I'm thinking, let's say that does happen. What is next? What then? What am I gonna do with my pets? My things are important too, but I'll figure that out. Either put it in a storage or I might just end up losing it. So it might just go with the RV. But what I'm really more worried of, more concerned, is my pets, my babies. So, because then that would leave me with just the car. And my car is really small. It's even smaller than a Mini Cooper. And my two cats are already big. So, to live out of it until I get the home, because the home process, the closing process, and all that, I don't know. This is gonna be my first home that I ever get, but just based on the research that I've done, it looks like the closing process, it takes a while. It's not done overnight. Like, you don't get the keys the very next day. I don't think you do. It might take like a month or two. So that's a month or two that I'm gonna have to be living in my car, because the RV is not. It's not gonna be a thing no more. And then my cats. That's the issue, the challenge that I'm facing right now. What am I gonna do with my cats? I'm not trying to put them to a shelter. I don't want to put them up for adoption, because I love my cats, man. They're my fam. But then, if I don't do that, that means that they're gonna be in the car with me, and a very, very small car. And that means that I would have to take them to work with me when I drive to work with my car. And work is extremely crowded. It's, where I work, the workplace where I'm at is it's just extremely crowded. There's thousands of people right there. So they're going to be seeing the cats in broad daylight, and someone's going to report that too. Animal abuse or cruelty, and call animal control, because I'm keeping the cats in the car, not knowing my situation. So it's just a challenging predicament. I don't know what to do. And I told my buddy about it. Try to see, I don't know. I was thinking maybe he could help me take care of them for a month or two, but he didn't appear interested in offering that help, or like that opportunity. So yeah, I'm not sure how to go about that. So that's where I'm at. So it's kind of like it's kind of exciting and great right now, but at the same time, it's also extremely challenging and stressful. It's like all these mixed emotions at the same time. I started getting a knock a couple of days ago, and then today I got cited, or I got knocked at yesterday, and today I got cited. So like I said, it's exciting and it's great because there's things to look forward to. There's a big possibility that my life is about to change in a way for the better. But at the same time, dealing with this, and it kind of ruins the situation too, because I don't know what I'm gonna do with my pets, and it ruins the plan about the 2 jobs and just staying within the city in the RV and then going back home on my days off. Now that's not gonna be doable because I'm not gonna have an RV, so that means I'm gonna by force gonna have to commute on a daily basis, doing 140 miles round trip on a day-to-day on my car, just to get to work and back home after driving 12 hours per day at my job for both jobs. That just sounds crazy. So, is to be able to afford mortgage, because eventually I'm gonna try to get tenants, but that's gonna take some time to get. I gotta get the home situated, fixed up, and everything. Um, so for the first month, or maybe even the first 2 months, or who knows how long, I'm gonna have to rely on myself. So that's why I need to get the second job to be able to afford the mortgage on my own. And everything just stressful, exciting but stressful. So, and it's like I had to rely on some sort of caffeine, you know, coffee or energy drink to keep me alive to be able to do all that. But then that could get dangerous really quick too. So I don't know. I just don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. But that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, um, that's pretty much it. What else is there to say? Not much else. Uh, that's the update to this video. I know it's not the best one, but it's a story in my life. Um, you know, let's see where it goes from here. Hopefully it turns out better. Hopefully I figure something out. Hopefully something great happens and a deal, a good deal falls through somehow, whether it's a trade or a sell, something, So that's it. Stay up, keep your head up, keep fighting, be a warrior, and stay optimistic and everything. That's all you could do. Life is messed up. All you could do is just keep fighting. Continue to try to make it better. What else is there to do? All right. Peace out, people. Y'all have a good one. Take it easy. Peace out.